Spencer from Florida with a short explanation as to why I believe understanding the flat earth cosmology is so important. So, short and sweet answer is people farming. That is how they control us. That is how they keep us in a box. That is how they control your mind and get you to walk, talk, and act a certain way. With not knowing where you are comes with not knowing where you've been and not knowing where you're going. What they don't want you to know is who and what you are. They want you to think Big Bang. They don't want you to read all the most powerful texts and scriptures going back as far as we can go back, as far as express text that we found that is available to us goes. They don't want you understanding that at a deep level. They don't want you understanding the two great luminaries in the book of Enoch perfectly explaining the yin-yang symbol, the sun and the moon, the positive and negative, the anode and the cathode. They don't want you to understand the physics of our reality, the physics of where we live. Why? Because then you would understand that energy is clean, free, and limitless and abundant and all around us, and you wouldn't be governed by oil, U.S. Standard Oil, the robber barons. Everything comes down to energy, and they also don't want you to know how powerful you are. So when you're just this insignificant thing on this insignificant planet, and it's huge, you know, this vast, endless, you know, you're not at the center of the universe, and you don't have all this beautiful scalar tech, you know, installed, pre-wired in you. You're not made in the image of God, aka the creator of creation, everything we see, you know, energy, frequency, and vibration. If you don't believe in any of that, you're gonna feel insignificant, and you're gonna literally cling to their boxes. Well, it doesn't affect my workday. Sure, it's not gonna affect your workday, it's gonna affect mine, because I now have a deeper understanding of physics and how energy works all around me. Oh, physicist, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. Okay, I can walk out into nature and explain exactly why there's that many petals on a fern. I can explain exactly why it's in that shape, that spiral there, whatever it may be, the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio. I can explain exactly how that works due to pressure mediation. Not electrons and protons, not particle theory, pressure mediation, charge and discharge. Once you realize the physics of this place, you'll realize the physics of yourself and the biomechanics of yourself. They don't want you to know how powerful you are. You don't want all the cows in your pasture to not only understand the fence that surrounds them so they know where they can go in and out, or they know that it's just a construct that they can destroy at any time they want. They don't want you to understand the fence that surrounds you, and they don't want you to understand your own power. A bull can trample you. Have you ever tried to I've tried to hold down, I've tried to wrestle, you know, 200-pound calves. Try to wrestle down a 200-300-pound calf. Go ahead, take it down, watch. What is a full-size cow? What can a full-size cow do? What is that fence gonna do that I'm looking at right now for a full-size cow? Nothing. We're the same way. They create the globe theory so you're confined, and you don't realize what the fence really looks like, and you don't realize your potential. They don't want you to understand that you're a scalar being, that you're a light body. They don't want you to understand that those stars are there for our signs. And all the texts, not just the Bible, all the texts explain that they were there before us, that we came after the stars. And to me, that's the only language that hasn't been perverted or misinterpreted by man. That language was there. Those angles, those angels, if you will, they were there before us. Those are some pretty important signs, in my opinion. They don't want you to look at them like that. They don't want you to see them through your own telescope. They want you to look at the CGI image from NASA and say, see this ball of gas billions and trillions of miles away, but they're in the same spot, rotating around the center star Polaris. They're all in the same locations. Guys, oh, they move all the time. I'm not talking to you. If you truly think the constellations aren't in the same locations as they have been, oh, it moved this much. Okay, so it moved that much. The most minor, like, I'm not entertaining that. What's important to understand is the why. This is what this is about. The why. Why? People farming. That's how they control you. That's how they keep you in a box. They don't want you to know you're scalar, electromagnetic, soul-possessing being. They don't want you to understand that you can show up anywhere at any time and cause chaos, or you can build things. You can literally resonate anywhere you go, and you can utilize energy, frequency, and vibration at such higher levels. You can resonate anywhere you go and build things up, or you can be dissonant. You can be a dissonant frequency, or even a tertiary frequency. You can cause dissonance We are scalar beings in nature. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know how powerful you are. And the globe theory is instilled in all of our children. We force our children to memorize it while they're in a theta brain state, while they're a little kid. All those things, go back to elementary school. Those are the foundations they need to control you the rest of your life. They create the foundations to get you to be an obedient worker and utilize the Social Security accounts for the 75 years. They want you to be obedient and do exactly as they say. That's not why we're here, though. I don't believe that's why we're here. That's how I found God. That's how I developed a very big faith in God and creation. And that's why Genesis literally is now one of my favorite stories. And I love the book of Enoch too, by the way. And all these, all the traditional, everyone has their book of Enoch moments. You don't know shit about Genesis and Enoch, because if you're traditional, if you don't understand the flat earth cosmology, you don't know shit about that. I'm serious. You're missing the most beautiful parts of it. I promise you that. Guarantee it. I can tell by the way you walk, talk, and act and feel, the things you do. Oh, it's not going to affect me. Sure. If you're a non-player character, this may not affect you day to day. If you just want to be your little shop worker because, you can't handle your emotions and you can't handle anything that's tough, the peaks and the troughs, the ones and the zeros, the highs and the lows, if you can't handle that, it's because you're weak. I'm not. I know I'm not weak. When I learned the cosmology of the earth, the real cosmology of the earth, I was empowered, and I've been empowered ever since. Nothing can touch me. I know where I've been, I know where I am, and I know where I'm going now, or I want to go. I know where I can go. I know the potential of where I can go and what I can code, the reality I can code. No one else is going to code my reality now. I'm going to code it. Before, I didn't think that was possible because I was trapped. I was in a box. I was in their cage. But when you're not in their cage, the possibilities really are limitless, and that's the important part of why. They don't want you to know who you are. And that also comes into timelines. Once you get to figuring this stuff out, you're going to realize that they would never give you the correct timeline. They would never let you know the correct year or date. They would never let you. That is an extremely powerful piece of information. So I 100% believe that the number we have on our little schedule is just man's construct. This is man's timeline. The zodiac is the real timeline. The sun cycles, the moon cycles, the solar cycles, and the moon cycles. Those are all in that clock in Prague, the oldest working astrological mechanical clock in the world. If you understand that clock in Prague, the oldest mechanical working clock, you will understand far more about where you live and physics and who and what you are than you do right now if you only look at that digital clock on your nightstand or on your phone, or that little spinny clock, that standard school prison clock on the wall. But anyways, the why is because they don't want you to know how powerful you are. They don't want us to know that if we band together, our collective consciousness and our collective scalar power can overpower anything. We can create resonance anytime we want, and especially if we're resonating with like 7.83 hertz, which is the metronome, the Schumann resonance of the earth. If we're all at the resonance of the earth, we have that power. They can't overpower the capacitance of the earth. They can store and have all their little capacitance locations, but they cannot beat the earth. And especially if all the scalar beings are connected, collected, and resonating with the metronome of the earth and nature and frequencies, and we move, walk, talk, and act according to the laws of nature and creation, which is going to be Fibonacci sequence, golden ratios, from our textiles to everything. These things, frequency manipulators, all this stuff. So anyways, it goes on and on and on, but let me know what you guys think. Peace.